Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading a multi-character exterior by me. So let's get into it. Cyno. Cyno's actually very greedy for your attention, but he will never outright say it or be loud about it. He's just going to try and be subtle. Kind of, he's not really good at it. But sometimes he'll just come into your way and flex his muscles a little bit, just so you'll be able to see. And some other times, he would tell you to braid his hair, or tie it up into a bun, or take care of it. Anything that will let him touch you, or the other way around. It doesn't matter, as long as the two of you are together. And perhaps even better if you're touching one another. He likes the contact. He's never actually obsessed over physical touch or anything like that much, until you came around. And some other times, he will just pout, and act really grumpy until you give him the attention he needs. You've come to know the signs though, so it's not as frustrating as it used to be. But one day, you will really try to teach him to communicate it. But right now, you're going to put up with his antics a little bit longer. Child is really needy for your attention, like really clingy sometimes. So if you're not giving him attention, expect him to whine about it all day long. And if it lasts more than that, then he was going to keep whining until he gets the attention he wants. He is sometimes much like a child. You get what I mean. And it's kind of annoying sometimes. But most of the time, it's truly endearing, as annoying as it may be. It's part of him. And you choose to love it every day because otherwise you'd punch him in the face. He's adorable though. Those times where he just wraps his arms around you, telling you that, Mayan, you really should give him a kiss right now. And you'd have to tell him that you're in public and you can't really just kiss him with everyone around. But to shut him up from his whining, that was actually kind of really loud and annoying to others, you would have to kiss him, wrapping your arms around him, and telling him that if he shuts up, you'll give him more kisses when you get home, which effectively does the job, thankfully. You couldn't put up with him being so embarrassing out in public. You loved him though. You did. Albedo's such a tease. There's no way he's getting you to have the upper hand. So he'll annoy you. Yeah, that's how he does it. You can tell he needs you when he's being all touchy in a teasing way. He will never let you have what you want until you give him what he wants first. Maybe just lingering touches, enough to make you want more, and enough to excite you, but not enough to be enough, you know? It's exhausting being with him, and it's always that smug smirk of his at the end that makes it all the more unbearable. That's when you just ask him what he wants, and he will have you playing that guessing game for a little while longer before finally decide to be honest with you. Honestly, it's mostly because he likes messing with you, as needy as he is. Though he's patient, he doesn't have that much patience to keep waiting. So he does get to you in the end, because he really just wants to be in your arms, to love you and kiss you, and get all the affection he wants from you, just as he wants to give it back. Venti! Oh, Venti, he's really a lot to deal with at times. If he wants your attention, then he was going to get it. Nothing in this world would be stopping him at all. So, he might just get his way with pranks, annoyance, or being really loud in public. For example, you could be walking with him through the streets of Mondstadt, and he'd be like, Ryan, I really missed when you would... And start something inappropriate that I probably wouldn't be able to say here, because I don't want to say that. And it's in public, and in the loudest voice you could manage. Seriously, Venti, you elbow him hard, and he whines, asking why you're being so mean to him. Honestly, Venti, you deserve more than that. When you go home, though, he just pouts at you for a little bit, giving you the best puppy eyes you could. And even though you were kind of upset with him and mad, even you couldn't resist that. And you end up giving in, giving him the attention that he wants so badly. He's really, really hard to deal with, and even harder to resist with the way he's being. It's not your fault though. He's just really adorable. And that was the only way you could deal with him. Give him all the kisses he wants. And eventually, it gets him to quiet down. Scaramouche. Scaramouche just gets really, really grumpy. He does not ask for his own stuff that he wants, like attention, or just anything he wants from you. He's really weird about it. Not because he wants to be, he finds it difficult. And he doesn't know if he has the right to ask. Isn't that just too annoying? Won't he end up bothering you instead? It's all very confusing for him, and he doesn't know how to process it. Eventually, though, you do notice the signs that he gives you. The pout. The way he just wants to avoid you whenever you come too close. And once you ask why, he tells you that he's been missing you but doesn't know how to say it. It all happens then very weirdly. And you understand, or at least you try to. And you try to make up for it, giving him all the love and attention he needs. You may not understand him perfectly, and he's still going through a lot, but you'll be there for him until he can know how to ask for what he wants and be with you in a way that makes both of you comfortable. Tighnari. Tighnari is really kind of honest sometimes. So when he wants attention from you, he'll be like, Mayan, could you come here for a second? And you'll be really weirded out because what does he want? It's usually straightforward. But then he would hold you, wrapping his arms around you tightly, and burying his face in your neck, inhaling deeply and letting out a soft sigh. He tells you that he misses you, and that he wants to spend more time with you. And it starts to become normal now, that he tells you whatever he wants, whatever he needs, and you'll always oblige, because you love him, and there isn't anything in the world that you want him to need. That's just how love makes you be sometimes, right?